Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Asim Karim and welcome to Think Deep. My topic is a bit philosophical today. Based upon Socrates' famous and inspirational quote about knowing self, I attempt to evaluate different aspects of self knowing. I take self knowing as a mystical, intellectual, and pragmatic path to gain knowledge of the unknown and unexperienced within us. I claim that self-knowing requires a proper mechanism to experience it consistently. For that purpose, I suggest four areas that can immensely help this process. I hope this short video will enable viewers to connect my ideas to their own experiences further. My goal is to encourage connections between thoughts, literature, and actual life experiences. Let's move to the discussion. Socrates, an ancient Greek philosopher, is reported to have advised against living a life without reflection. When asked to provide a brief overview of all the philosophical principles, he simply said, "Know yourself." What is knowing or knowing oneself? Knowing oneself is a self-motivated and discretionary activity primarily on one's inner existence. Put differently, getting to know oneself is a self-driven and intentional process that focuses on the person's inner life. Therefore, it requires a habit of thinking, reflecting, and contemplation. It is also about understanding that we have control over what we choose to focus on, and how we conduct our lives. But self-awareness is more than just an internal state. It has an outward expression in one's interaction with the others and one's relationship with the sublime. It can also help us cultivate a more empathetic and compassionate societal outlook. It may generate a constructive social attitude of love, respect, and empathy for everyone. It may also strengthen our ties with the transcendental being. Furthermore, self-knowing is the ability to enhance self-awareness continuously. I would like to refer to two statements from Carl Jung and our national poet Muhammad Iqbal. Carl Jung says, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens." And Iqbal said, "अपने मन में डूब के पा जा सुराग जिंदगी." Translation: try looking inward to discover the meaning of life. Thus, psychologically and creatively, knowing self is a journey towards awakening of soul to deeper facts of life, magnificence, and sublimity. Now the question is how to get this state of self-awareness, or how to get to the point of knowing oneself. Is it a one-time process? No. Does it need a regular practice? Yes. In fact, it needs a proper mechanism to realize it regularly. The system, in fact, demands a well-thought-out practice based on individual decision to realize self-knowledge. I suggest four layers of the praxis. Now, these suggestions are not innovations in any sense of the word. They have been in practice rather from antiquity, and they have been observed at the highest level, at the level of saints and mystics. For example, the first layer of or the habit of retiring to a private or personal or peaceful domain for contemplation and thinking has been in practice in many religions, in many cultures at the highest level. Therefore, it is essential to take some time away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. It is essential to retreat to a peaceful spot where you can think things through and may even uncover some buried attributes. It has this habit of retiring or retreating into personal peaceful domain serves a lot of positive functions. It may open your eyes to your potential power to make decisive choices. It may help you gain confidence from scattered and oppressive thinking. It may help you gain insight from mistakes you have made in the past or gain confidence from previous success or develop faith in self in the face of overwhelming difficulties. And remember, a calm mind is not affected by events, problems, or difficulties. And the habit of retiring to private or personal peaceful domain creates a calm mind. Therefore, the act of leaving a chaotic environment and going to a calmer one presents enormous opportunities for self improvement, self development, and self knowledge. The second layer is that of seeking knowledge and wisdom from the wise. Now, this layer is self explanatory. It serves two important functions. First, it helps you gain knowledge of self, especially the problematic habits, and in the process, impart wisdom to you. Now, this has been strongly supported by three Muslim scholars, scientists, or philosophers. First among them were Abu Zahid Ahmad ibn Sahal Balkhi, a Persian scientist, then 10th century physician Abu Bakr al-Razi, and 11th century scholar Abu Hamid al-Ghazali. All spoke about the importance of seeking out the counsel of a wise person in the form of a discussion or counseling to neutralize problematic habits or to change one's thought and behavior to the better. So you can imagine the role of the wise people in our society. But it is our responsibility of the one who wants to have self-knowledge or who wants to seek wisdom to consult them for discussion and solution of the problem. Third layer of the practice is related to seeking knowledge of self through reading a book. I'm sure every one of us is familiar with Francis Bacon's famous quote: "Reading maketh a full man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man." So, reading is one of the highest attribute of personality development, or a personality eager to develop, because it makes us a full man. But the reading should be a serious book. I know everyone has a different meaning of a serious book, but generally speaking, a serious book is a collection of what the best minds have learned over time. So they represent the accumulated wisdom of the age of the era. It may be a heavenly book, a work of revelation, or many other options. Over time, I have found that reading let me learn about the undiscovered part of self and let me think about how to act in different conditions. As a result, reading motivates action in a socially acceptable manner. The fourth and the last layer of the practice is related to reading a literary text. Definitely, it's a huge area, and a lot has been written on the value and significance of literature in our lives. A lot more can be written on it. At the moment, I can simply say that Literary text invites us to reflect on diverse but related human experiences. It also helps us to see unfamiliar by associating with lifelike characters and their experiences. For the readers and students of literature in particular, a text is a living source of seeking knowledge through association with lifelike character and their experiences. And it does so in a unique fashion in most of the cases. It even provides it even provides insight into moments of extreme anxiety and insanity, as in the case of Othello, Macbeth, and King Lear. The examples are boundless, and only an experienced reader can visualize the values mentioned above.